Everything's fine. It's all fixed. We're recording. It's good. Let's
Okay.
go.
So,
Put your phone away.
I'm putting it. Watch Netflix.
Netflix.
Watch Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, that came out today. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
No.
We haven't covered that in like 4 other episodes.
We haven't extensively ranted about that.
Yeah, fucking 10 million people.
I'll say Cozy actually
Wait.
wasn't here for those episodes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what are your thoughts on this?
Oh,
Just came out today.
Today.
Yeah.
came out
today.
yesterday.
Okay, yesterday.
It came out yesterday.
Yeah.
We could have said today. They'd have fucking believed us.
Yeah,
this
but-
comes out on Friday.
This comes out a week from Friday.
Yes.
Oh.
So tell us all about Disney Plus, Cozy.
Yeah. Apparently, 10 million people signed up on the first day, which I guess is astounding.
Absolutely believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are for other streaming services are. So, like, while I believe that, I have no basis of comparison.
It's a lot.
Well, okay, but
It's
like
enough that even Disney was
it-
like, "Hey, we didn't expect."
when
this.
you think about the first day, like I don't think anything else could have ever launched with that other than the Disney streaming platform.
Well, I mean that, but to that point, it's like a lot of people are on the free trial. I think it's more important to take a look back at that metric in a week
it's not
after the free trial.
dude, it's $7.
So you're
Literally.
saying there's only 10 million paid memberships, or there's just 10 million users?
there are
Most of those are going to be free,
there are 10 million users,
and most
the
of those
first
are free.
day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and so I'm sure some people are just like wondering
Well-
what it's about, signed up for it.
Oh, they're totally gonna fucking.
So on the other hand, though, you said like there's going to be a significant drop off from that initial number. That's not counting the next 5.5 days of other people getting their free trial either.
And for real, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's more important to take a look at that metric in a week.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be in.
Because
I can
then
dig
there
that.
was going to be word of mouth of people who were like, "Oh, you know what? That did sound really cool."
Everybody at work today was
Um,
like, "Do you know they have fucking Kim Possible? Do you know they have all of Kim Possible? Hey, do you know they have gargoyles?" I was like, "Fucking Christ."
Yeah, and Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, they
and
got Dark-
even
like, they got
Stevens
everything.
and
And Rob, they have all of the Mighty Ducks, the
I know.
animated series.
that was the next thing I was about to say.
Oh, you guys know me
Um,
so well.
Oh, so
Butt rock and hockey.
butt rock and hockey, butt rocky,
Yeah, Adrian.
but Rocky, you can't go out there.
You're not Adrian.
Oh, did you notice it was full moon tonight?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's full moon. Are you guys superstitious about that stuff?
Nope.
No.
Really?
I think that that there is a level of science to that with the evenings being brighter than normal. I think that sets some stuff off in people's brains a little bit, but I don't buy into the superstition of it. But I think that there's definitely a correlation.
I buy. That's why I buy into the superstition
Yeah.
of it, because I think like most religious.
I don't believe in werewolves.
Okay. No, it's like I think it was the Dalai Lama. Yeah, it was, because you would actually super enjoy it, because I know you're not like a big like I'm pointing to Cozy. That I should say. But you're not a big theology person, but you're a big science person.
Yep.
And the Dalai Lama wrote a book called The Universe in a Single Atom,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Dalai Lama basically hanging out with a bunch of astrophysicists
Mm-hmm.
and then comparing and contrasting and talking about religion, Buddhism, with
And how it can tie
and-
into the actual science of
Yeah.
things.
Well,
So,
like the whole thing with Buddhism is that it seems more like the thing that always fascinated me about Buddhism is like it is religious, but it also seems very philosophical to the point where like
It's more philosophical
It's
than
more-
religious, yeah.
like I've heard so many different walks of life be like, this is how Buddhism enhanced my my feelings
Yeah.
and beliefs on
So-
this.
Well,
thing.
that's the thing. Buddhism isn't a religion. It is a way of life.
So
Oh,
this
well,
is the weird thing
there's
that
that.
happened. So Buddhism started in India and was like this weird like branch.
1992.
Yep. It was a weird branch off of Hinduism, and what it did as it traveled through the East was it adapted to whatever religion, because it is basically a philosophy. Like you could be a Christian
And this-
Buddhist,
Yeah.
but what it did is it took to whatever folk or not mythological, but like traditional religions that those regions had, and then just wrapped itself into it. So the Dalai Lama is
and that's why there's fat Buddha and skinny Buddha.
yes. but like the Dalai Lama is a Tibetan Buddhist, which actually is a religious thing because they
formed
believe,
around the philosophy
yeah,
of the Buddha.
because they believe that the Dalai Lama is, I believe, like the 7th reincarnation of the
of
wind
the
god.
actual. Oh, I thought it was of the Buddha.
No, it's the wind god. See, there's different lamas, and then that's where they don't believe that he's a reincarnation of the Buddha, but there's different lamas who like are supposed to be reincarnations of different things. Like they're where it gets really fucked up, and like when China like invades Tibet and shit like that.
Free Tibet.
So yeah, free Tibet. I was a big like advocate for that in like high school. It's like that and Darfur genocide. Like those were like my 2 big like.
Ska for Darfur.
That was my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even play that.
Nope.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was this weird thing.
Just
Anyway.
Thinking back to the golden days of our
Wax
activism.
nostalgic.
Yeah. So there's this Lama that was supposed to pick the next Dalai Lama. Like that was his job.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dalai Lama was like, hey, it's that kid. That's the kid. He's going to pick the next Dalai Lama. And China went, hey, that kid's gone.
Oh,
And they're like,
Oops, lost him.
yep, just couldn't find him. And then like a week later, we're like, hey, we found him. This is him. And they're like, that's not the same kid. And they're like, yes, it is. And I'm not even being like facetious. Like this is how that interaction goes down. That kid
Well,
just
they were probably
disappeared.
speaking Mandarin though, but you know.
Yeah. That kid just disappears, and then China's like, oh no, we have now appointed the new, I can't remember it's something Lama, I can't remember it, but that guy. So this current iteration of the Dalai Lama will probably be the last Dalai Lama.
Oh, because this was like
Because
the
they-
last legitimately chosen
Yeah,
one.
because the next one will probably be, unless
Gotcha.
yeah.
Unless he foresees the
Unless
new
there's-
some new one in his lifetime.
Yeah, so he will probably be the last Dalai Lama.
I never
which
knew
is
that.
Super fucking upsetting, because he is a much better moral compass, I think, than it's weird. I think he works, even though he is tied to a religious thing. I think he's probably like one of the most like influential and like a grounding force within like the world.
Yeah.
But
Like,
anyway,
no one really has a problem with like a lot of people will say this and that about like a pope,
yeah,
stuff like that, but like the Dalai Lama, like
no one's like, fuck that
yeah.
guy.
Fuck the
I'm not
Dalai
even trying to make a joke with this sentence. No one's got beef with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah. And so to get to the whole point around this long tirade is that the Dalai Lama basically said if science were to dictate something that goes against Buddhist beliefs,
Mhm.
then Buddhism would therefore have to change.
It would adapt to incorporate that. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's like, oh no, because science is based on evidence, we just base our things on faith. And so that's how he would change it. And that's kind of with the myth of like the moon. Like,
Yeah.
I think that there is something there.
It was a superstition based on the fact that there's a full moon and people be wildin'.
Dude, it was weird. I worked midnights. The people always act like I hated working full
Mhm.
moons because of just weird shit. People who I'd see every night, like other third shift guys, like getting off work trying to buy a pack of smokes or beer, they would be like completely different people. It was fucking bizarre. You worked nights, Cozy.
Yeah.
Did you you never saw any of that or maybe never made the correlation?
I never made the correlation because that was I never made the correlation because I always paid attention to just different things, I suppose. Like everyone from Turkey all had the same voice. No, everyone from the Czech Republic all had the same voice, and it was weird.
So you're comparing Cozy's job is he would sit in a cubicle with like 2 other human beings and not see the sky for the whole 8 hours he was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I just wasn't
and he
sure.
would talk to people on the other side of the planet that don't have a full moon because of the way the sun reflects or some shit. Right? That's how that would work. They wouldn't have a full moon on certain
I
other.
don't know.
no, it would just be day for them.
Well,
But would they have a full moon that night? I don't know enough about
Yeah, like that-
science. Like, when we get a
Oh.
full moon is the same time when
Yes.
like Australia gets a full moon?
that
Yes.
would make sense because
Okay.
The moon's
'Cause the moon-
distance to the Earth is the exact same. The Earth is the thing that's spinning, so
Okay.
it would still be a full moon.
Yeah.
I
So essentially,
But they don't
The-
have it
the
out at
moon-
that point because they have a sun.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth is spinning. The moon is staying in its position. And what causes the full moon is just where the moon is in relation to the Earth.
There's no Earth shadow on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
So
talking.
yeah, I guess that would be worldwide, the full
Yeah,
moon.
But
It's like the eclipse. Like everyone can see some degree of the eclipse.
some without sunglasses.
But I mean, like, yeah, the people who I was working with, it was daytime for them,
Okay.
and yeah, because I never took that into account. I just observed a lot of other things.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking with somebody today about like the question came up if you could be like an instant expert in something, like you could just master something like right off the bat immediately, what would it be? And I was like astrophysics, only because I want to know what it is. Like I'm so fascinated by it, but my just how I am, and like I'm terrible at math and stuff like that. I don't have the capacity to learn it. Like I think it's fascinating, but like I can't do it. So that's what I would want to do.
I would say linguistics.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
like because you're just picking up languages like that.
Yeah. It's fun. It's super sciencey. So like when I was studying it I had a class on it, and it's like way heavier than I expected it to
Yeah.
be. What about you?
What would you be an expert at immediately? I would say something that you don't already have like some degree
I
of
imagine
proficiency
most people
at.
would do that.
What, linguistics?
No. If you could be an expert in anything, like right off the bat.
So like Rob wouldn't, or I'll use you as an example. Like you can't pick cooking because that's something that you have a pretty sufficient degree of proficiency at.
Oh, quantum mechanics.
Is that different from what I said?
Very.
Okay. What is the difference?
Quantum mechanics deals with like the way that the universe and like just reality itself acts and interacts with itself.
Oh fuck, that's exactly what I wanted. I just thought that was astrophysics.
Astrophysics
is how
that's
things in space interact with other things in space.
Astrophysics is very grounded in the currently understood reality of how things work.
So
Oh,
astrophysics-
fuck,
Quantum mechanics is still like a burgeoning field
Yeah.
that like we don't know anything
Oh.
about.
So
Okay.
yeah,
no, that's what I want.
astrophysics can be part of quantum mechanics
Yeah.
and vice versa, but they
Okay.
are
It's like how math is a part of fucking
chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, essentially astrophysics is like, okay, I see that planet out in the distance. I can determine how large it is, its orbit. I can determine
The gravitational pull our planet has on it.
based on like this shadow, the way that the light is being bent by this other planet that's in the way. That's astrophysics. Quantum mechanics is more like, hey, so how about those fucking photons? Weird that nobody knows how they work, even though we literally need that for almost everything, right? Dark matter, kind of odd how like it might be 90% of the universe, but yet nobody seemed to have died. Or have they? Yeah, that's more like quantum mechanics
Yeah, no,
stuff.
that's exactly. I like that stuff way.
Yeah.
Like I like planets and shit too, but like
Hey, the universe might be a sphere, but not like a 3D sphere like how the Earth is. The universe might actually be more like a 4D sphere. Or a 3D sphere sitting inside of a 4-dimensional space.
Are you guys ready for
Yeah, that's like quantum mechanics and like tied up with astrophysics and stuff. That's what I would want to be an expert in if it could just happen.
yeah,
You guys want to hear my hits bong explains idea thing?
yeah.
So so obviously it's been basically proven,
One sec,
especially
hold on.
recently.
Before you say more of that stuff,
Yeah.
I want to say like it's a half and half chance that this is going to be like one of those things that you're like, yeah, what if this is a thing? And I go, no, wait, Jeff.
Right. No, and if that's real, then cool. It means that I scienced correctly. Just too late.
I can't retroactively get that degree.
So it's been pretty concretely accepted that Einstein was right about the theory of relativity.
Mm-hmm.
And even recently, basically proven apparently over the last couple of years by like depending on what a lot of scientists are saying. So, if you do accept that the universe is an ever expanding thing, does it originate from one point in the center and go outwards in all directions evenly? Probably not, just because of the way that matter pulls on itself and across the entire universe. Like, we're being, even if minutely, manipulated by atoms that are like trillions of light years away, and we have not experienced for the last 20 billion years since the Big Bang, right? Which means that it's impossible for the universe to be expanding in a perfect sphere.
Okay. Continue. He's setting up, so I'm
I'm still
That's why I'm letting it. Yeah.
I'm still building up
Go
to the point
on.
here. So imagine like the way that I kind of picture it is if you like spill some juice on the table, and it's gonna kind of go out. It's not gonna spread out evenly, because like the middle of the table is technically like where the gravity is straight down, and the further you go away, it kind of pulls and gets bent in all kinds of other directions. So imagine where like two droplets kind of split off, and then they meet again at a later point. If that happens in space, but one was traveling faster from the Big Bang and everything else, and then they meet, they're meeting at a single point where all of a sudden, across the space of an inch, one pocket of area is like 12 billion years old and the other is 9 billion years old. What happens when those timelines cross and become reality mixed with each other?
Ooh.
Okay, so here's unpacking everything you just said.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We're gonna do this in two forms. One, Cozy's gonna do it the smart way, and then I'm going to have a anecdote to go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so going along with what you just said, from what I understand, I don't know, maybe like one of our listeners like is an expert in the field and could correct me on it.
Tony Cameron, let us know.
But from what I understand, the whole notion of the universe expanding is a bit of a fallacy, but it's really the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
What's actually happening from what we can observe is it's not the universe itself expanding. It's that everything within our observable universe is going outwards.
Sure.
And there are things that are moving faster than other things.
Yeah.
So if we're just saying, say, Galaxy A and Galaxy B, all right, they're at two different points in the universe, to use your droplet thing as an example. One of them, nothing can pass the speed of light.
Right.
And the speed of light, universal speed limit, and with the theory of relativity, that's what determines like the quote age of something, right?
Yeah.
So what would cause one Galaxy A to be quote older than Galaxy B would be its speed and velocity.
Right.
Now, take two cars. You have one car that's going really fast, the other car not going as fast. The fast car, when it hits the slow car is fucked up and the fast car is just fine.
Sure.
That's what would happen.
But what if the matter itself doesn't come in contact?
What are you referring to coming into contact?
So is the age of the vacuum, which may or may not be made of dark matter, with that moving faster than the other one, and they mix? Because like obviously matter moving faster than the other one that hits, that's separate from even this discussion. Like one has a greater force, it's going to enact a certain effect on the other one.
So you're
lesser
asking
force.
if nothingness hits nothingness.
But at different speeds.
But it's nothingness.
But is it, or is it antimatter, which would have its own properties?
No, we can still observe antimatter. Like we've observed antimatter forming and so antimatter and dark matter are different things.
So I was thinking dark matter.
Okay. So we have an extreme problem with dark matter because it is completely unobservable.
Mm-hmm.
So the normal laws of physics, and that's why there is the theory of that is why celestial objects are moving faster, is because of quote dark matter. Dark matter is just kind of an all-encompassing term that could really be anything. That's pretty much like, we can't explain it, must be dark matter because we can't see something that must be so honestly, it could be anything,
So-
assuming it exists.
So, in Silver Surfer,
In Silver Surfer,
Galactus calls the Surfer his herald.
yes.
This is when Galactus is no longer the
Hey, Harold.
herald. My name's Silver.
My name is the Silver Surfer.
It's actually NORAD.
Mister.
I say Harold.
Your name's Harold. okay, but I don't have to like it.
So it was during a time
Watch
where
me shred
Galactus
the
was
gnar.
no longer the Devourer. He was actually like more of a sentient
He's
being.
just a dude.
Yeah, he was just kind of hanging out. But he calls the Silver Surfer and he's like, "Hey, that thing that you just described, Jeff, is happening."
Cool.
But it wasn't like it's only they basically said with two poles. There were two poles of the universe. Instead of having it like multiple gooey things like all moving at once, it was just like there's the left side and the right side and they're moving, and now they're actually going to come into contact with each other.
Like a circle.
Yeah. And by, I believe it was Dan Slott's, Marvel theory was once those 2 points hit, it would create basically a reverse bang. Like the universe, or no, not a reverse bang. It is the bang again. Like it's going to our universe.
It would ignite
Our
something.
universe is basically going to restart again. Those two things are going to hit, boom, fucking splits the entire universe apart, and that was going to be it. So the Silver Surfer had to do that, and he ends up it was a really weird arc. It was how they ended it, but he ends up getting into a little pod, and then actually has those collide, and instead of when he's trying to it's not when they collide, it's when he's trying to separate them. Instead of that, he actually gets pulled into the universe previous, so he's actually in the pre-Big Bang universe
Okay.
and gets to see that. And Galactus had lived in that universe too because he's a celestial, so fucking no can move through multiple.
He's the realest of the real.
Yeah, so Galactus was there, and Norad's like, "Oh, hey, this is kind of quaint. I kind of want to go back to my fucking Big Bang. That'd be pretty cool." And they're like, "Okay." And they end up shipping him back. But yeah, that was a weird. He had to. Oh, that was it. He had to sit and ride it. He had to actually do the thing that he was told not to do. He actually had to go back, and he smashed together. He created the Big Bang.
So the whole
So
everything was because he got shit. So it's a fucking
So Silver Surfer had to reenact his entire life again. He basically,
fucking time travel fallacy is the whole existence of our universe.
yeah. Well,
Because he had to create the universe that
the
he
Marvel
would be born out of to go
616
back and
universe.
create the universe.
Yeah, the Marvel 616 universe. Yeah. So, but Silver Surfer, it was really sad because the whole thing with Silver Surfer was they made it into Doctor Who, where it was he has a companion, and but unlike Doctor Who, where he's oh, there's all this weird sexual tension, I'm not gonna do anything about that. NORAD's I'm gonna do something about that. And so he ends up losing her, and then he has to spend the next fucking I don't know how long the universe has been.
8 minutes.
How long has the universe been?
The Big
in
Bang.
existence?
The Big Bang, I think, was said to be about 50 billion years ago.
Yeah, so then he has to ride out the next 50 billion years, and then he has to go retrace his steps, through time
Oh, to
and
redo everything he ever did so that he can meet her again.
Yeah, it was really fucking cool. I liked it.
That is dope.
Yeah.
Tell me men ain't loyal.
There's one more thing I heard that reminded me of this when I was watching an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it was him and Russell Brand, which was really fucking heady. And
I can imagine.
yeah, and so he was like,
Just the longest masturbation session of all time.
well, so Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, the thing I'm interested most in is he's like, think of us in comparison to an orangutan. We evolved from, or a monkey. We evolved from a monkey. And he's like, and a monkey at its peak performance, at its absolute peak performance, can do what a toddler human does. look at this monkey. He drew.
Spearfishing.
Yeah, spearfish. Like, good for them. All right, yeah, we can teach
Communicated using sign language.
Yeah, we can teach our children to do this. He's like, and we're only 2% DNA off of that. Off of, like, that's the disconnect is 2%.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so curious to
Like a
see
banana.
what the 2% of a human being would be moving forward. Like, the 2% evolution of what a human being is. And, like, how fucking... They're going to be like, oh, you guys, we're doing...
You
fucking
can't
dark
turn yourself
matter?
inside out. Oh.
You're like, oh, you couldn't calculate how dark matter works? Fucking... oh my god, we teach that to our teenagers. Like, in between classes. Like...
So, you saying that, Neanderthals. Everyone has this idea that Neanderthals were, like, you know, really fucking stupid. And
these monkey humans. Yeah.
These mongoloids. Neanderthals very well could have, like, we may have actually been a downgrade of Neanderthals.
Yeah, we killed them. We killed the fuck out of them.
Well, we didn't kill all of them. What happened to a lot of them is a lot of them just ended up living in shitty parts of the earth at that point in time. They all just died out. Like, a lot of research has shown that they actually had a lot of the same tools at the same time, or if not earlier than we did. But it was just like oops, we chose to live in Antarctica. Not Antarctica, but you know what I mean.
Hey, Jeff, you want to go on the best game of hunting there ever was? Want to kill a fucking Neanderthal?
What, again? Like this is a challenge? Oh.
Let's go. Fucking, I want to go take the life of a man. A man better than me.
It's not a man.
I want to go kill a man better than me.
His forehead is shaped different. It's not human.
Fucking kill that thing. I'm going to take this woolly mammoth tusk and I'm going to fucking bash his brains.
Gonna drive it right down his throat.
Meanwhile, it's like, I fashioned this woolly mammoth tusk into this
Meanwhile,
fucking nerd.
Meanwhile, the Neanderthals are out there like, come on, I'm late for work.
I want to fucking kill a man.
We're the ones who could kill human thing.